So what is a statement cache size in WebSphere? So it refers to the number of prepaid statements that WebSphere keeps cached per database connection. So for each database connection, what WebSphere does is it keeps track of frequently accessed SQL queries and statements, right? So what happens with this parameter is it helps improve performance by reducing SQL statement parsing and compilation overhead. So for the first time, the SQL statement uh, parsing and compilation is done. And if it is frequently used, the same statement, it will be reused from the cache, right? So if you recall, I'm sorry, um, reusability is a very optimized way of the mechanism of reusability is mainly for performance optimization. So the connection pool objects reusability, the thread pool objects reusability, even in the heap memory, the released objects are cleared so that the memory can be allocated. So everywhere it is reusable. So default, yeah. So as we understand, these statements that your application needs to execute by connecting with the database. So these SQL statements are parsed and compiled. So already parsed and compiled statements are cached in WebSphere, and this helps in improving the performance by reusing and reducing the compilation overhead. So the default value of statement cache in WebSphere is per connection 10. So 10 statements per connection. So recommended is 50 for applications with frequent SQL execution and 100 plus for high performance applications with complex queries. So this is just a recommended value, and it always depends upon the type of application, and if it is a high performance application or high throughput application or high response application. So whatever, uh, it depends upon the application's requirement and the client's requirement. So how does it work? When an application executes a SQL statement, WebSphere checks if a cache prepaid statement is available or not. So if it is already cached, WebSphere reuses the prepaid statement, avoiding the overhead of reparsing the SQL. So if it is not cached, what happens? WebSphere creates a new prepaid statement and may discard an older one if the cache limit is reached. So this cache has a limit, right? So this cache has a limit. Every time what happens is if a new SQL statement needs to be executed, at that time, what it does is it will remove the old one and add the new one if it is not cached. So if it is already cached, it will reuse, right? So this reduces the CPU usage and improves the database response times. So this is the main thing that we need when we use, why we use statement caching, because to get the optimized performance, right? So what are the benefits of increasing statement caching? It improves the SQL execution speed, enhances connection pool performance. Why? Because each connection keeps frequently used statements already, ready with them. Per connection, 10 default. So SQL execution speed is reduced. It improves the SQL execution speed. It reduces the database query parsing overhead, because it is already this parameter itself is used for parsing and compilation, and it reduces the CPU and memory usage, avoids redundant SQL compilation by using the cached statements, optimizes high frequency transactions, ideal for banking, e-commerce, which and data heavy applications like, if in simple words, it is like high traffic or highly used applications with huge data. So if that is a requirement, you can use the statement caching. And